Hello, BackFit community. Dr. Bartlett here. Okay, I'm going to be tackling the M portion of our MSP isolation program, which is all about mobility. So when we wake up in the morning, the reality for most of us is we're feeling very kind of stiff and stuck. So we got to get our joints moving. And we discussed earlier how we don't recommend waking up and stretching, but more getting your joints actively moving. So when you go and walk towards your coffee machine and press the button, or you put your tea kettle on, this gives you an opportunity at about 5 minutes to do this routine. So it's very simple, but very important. Because what we don't want you doing is if you go into your day stuck and stiff and jump in the garage or go out and do some landscaping and injure yourself, then you're stuck in that vicious cycle. So just do this routine, very simple, 7 days, you'll see a difference here. Okay, so what I want to discuss first is we have to look at anatomy or the physiology of how our joints are designed. Because if you take your joint and bend it or move it the wrong way, you have the potential to agitate it. And then your body will splint and tighten around that area, and you'll be stuck in that vicious cycle of getting more and more stiff. So if you want to follow me here, you can write it down or just I'll guide you through this. That our ankles, we're going to go from feet up to our head. Ankles are a mobility joint. Your knees are a stability joint. Your hip is a mobility joint. Now this is important. Your low back is a stability joint, and I'll explain. Then your mid-thoracic, shoulder and neck are a mobility joint. Your elbow is a hinge joint, stability. Wrists, guess what they are? Mobility. So you're going to see it in our routine going from feet up to our head. We're going to move each joint the way it's designed. Okay, so I'm going to back out here. So when you wake up in the morning, you press the coffee on. What we're going to have you do is you're going to start from feet up. So I just want you to do 10 toe raises. If you don't trust your balance, have a chair beside you to balance. But you're going to go up and just warm up your ankles a little bit. Now, once you're done, we need to mobilize them. So what you're going to do is just do circles, one direction 5 times, and then 5 times the opposite direction. Now, in this motions, whatever we guide or walk you through, if you get any discomfort, decrease the range of how much movement you're doing in that joint. But as you start to mobilize and get moving, it should get easier. One direction, 5 the other direction. Now, knees, hinge joint. What you're going to do is just simply walk in place and just, we'll call butt kicks, just 5 each side. If you want to do more, you can. So once you've done 5 each side, you've loosened. Now we're going to move into squats. Now, fundamentally, squats are one of the best movement mobility exercises to help protect your back, actually. So the more you hinge from your hips, the better you're going to protect your back. So what I want you to do is feet about shoulder width apart, toes go out about 20 degrees, and make sure you have balance. If you need a chair in front of you, please do that. But I want you to go down, and if you get any discomfort, don't go too far. But what I want you to focus on is not pushing through your toes, but push through your heels. If you say, Dr. Bartlett, why? What it does is it puts your weight distribution properly, and it's going to protect your back. So you go down and do a squat, just nice and slow. It's not about speed. It's just about hinging these joints, getting the movement in the muscles and the joints. You do 5 to 10. Once you feel you've gotten things looser, this is very important, I want you to open your feet up even wider. Toes go out a little bit wider. You might see this in like ballerina or dancers. You're going to go down to a squat, and it's going to help open your adductors, and the internal, external rotation release in the muscles is further going to help your hip, which is going to help your low back. So just nice, wide stance, knees out. We'll do 5 to 10 squats here. Again, don't go too far and push through your heels. Perfect. Okay, once you're finished that, feet again under your shoulders. Now we're going to focus on the low back. Now, I'm going to come to you and say this, that the low back, there's a lot of confusion on what to do, how to mobilize your back. But if we had a spine, the way the joints are designed is they're not designed to rotate. They're designed to flex and extend. So in the motion, the movement, you want to promote that movement. So have you heard of a cat-cow where you're on your hands and knees, where you're going back and forth? We're going to do that in a standing position. So if you imagine I've got a rope kind of going through my belly button and through my back, and I'm pulling the rope this way, what we want to do is back extension, back flexion, back extension, flexion. Don't go into a pinched position. Small motion. If you can go further, perfect. We want no discomfort though. So this helps loosen your low back up. It's a great motion. Once you've done 10, now we're going to move into the thoracic region. Now the joints in the T-spine are not like this, they're actually like this, so they're designed for rotation. So important for tennis players or baseball players or golfers, rotation is key from the thoracic. So I want you to think top down, from here to here. If you actually look at the amount of rotation in your T-spine, there's not a lot. If I go as far as I can go, it's only about 15 to 30 degrees. That's it. So I want you to start just rotating just your upper spine, no rotation in your low back, because if you take that joint in your low back and you compress it, the muscles are going to splint. So just rotation, nice gentle rotation each way. Not a lot. Make sure that, again, your back is not twisting. Once we've done about 10 per side, then we're going to enhance it a little bit. So what you're going to see now is we're going to add more rotation. But to get past 30 degrees, it has to come from your hip joint. So watch my knee. I'm going to rotate. And see, I'm basically pivoting on my toes. Rotate. Rotate. So I'm going about 30 degrees, can't go any further. Now it's my hip joint rotating. So we're getting some hip rotation and some mid-thoracic rotation. This one feels great. Okay, once we've done that now, we're going to move into the shoulders. This is a shout out to Dr. Yim. She taught us this from her FRC program, but to get the shoulders moving, if you can see my thumb is pointed up. As soon as I go to shoulder height, we're going to switch out and come around, but watch, I'm not moving my back. I just want to do a circle. So if your circle is very small, that's okay. But just start with circle, come down, thumb up, turn, rotate. We're going to do 5 aside. Turn. Nice and slow. You don't want to get any impingement there. Other side. Thumb up. See I'm switching. You can see I'm rotating a little bit more, so I may be a bit tighter, so I'm going to go smaller circle. Okay, now the next shoulder movement is, because it's a ball and socket, have your 2 hands up, 1 palm up, 1 palm down. Now I'm going to look at the palm up, we call this the Egyptian, and I'm going to switch and switch. Just hold for 1 second. This has really helped my shoulders. And you can also see that I'm mobilizing my neck also. Okay. Once you've done that, if you still have shoulder issues, you can actually do internal external rotation is a great one too. You can see from the side, 5 to 10 of those will help your shoulders. Now neck. If you have neck pain or discomfort, just smaller motion better. If you can drop your chin and just roll like a circle, it's a safe way to move your neck. Just getting mobility, getting the muscles loosened, and your suboccipitals relax. Once you've done that, then we go left and right 5 times each. It's not about, again, how far you can go, just that we can move within a natural range of motion here. But each day, you'll start to notice that your range of motion will open up. And now we're going to do extension. Look up, look down. Five to 10 of those. Okay, now we've got elbows and wrists left. So there isn't really much you can do, just hinging the joint. Usually people don't have elbow issues, but if you do, this is a great way of just extending elbows back, getting your triceps moving. Once you've done 10 of those, wrists, just like the ankles, one direction, the other direction. So that is a foot to head mobility motion. It only takes a few minutes. We just recommend you do this every day, and you'll see each day it gets easier. But it's going to set you up for success through the day. And then incorporating the S portion and the P portion of the MSP, package that together, and you're going to set yourself up for success during our isolation time. This is Dr. Bartlett signing off. Stay well.